Yeah. You ever sit in a room full of people and still feel completely alone? Like nobody really knows you. They only know the version of you that learned how to survive. I think a lot of us stop talking about our pain because every time we tried, people only heard half of it. Scars under the hoodie, pain nobody notices. Smiling through the damage while my soul keeps losing strength. Late nights, cold heart, trying not to fall apart. Still fighting every day, even when life feels dark. And I know I look okay, but mentally I'm drained. Still carrying old wounds that never fully changed. I got trauma I don't even know how to explain. The kind that quietly rewires your brain, the kind that makes peace feel unfamiliar and turns overthinking into daily behavior. People think healing happens quickly, like one good year fixes everything instantly. But pain sticks around longer than expected, especially when you spent years neglected. I remember nights sitting in silence, trying to understand why I felt lifeless. Phone in my hand, staring at old texts, wondering why every relationship became a mess. Maybe because I never learned healthy love, never learned how to trust enough, never learned how to speak when to hurt. So I bury emotions until they got worse. That's the thing about emotional pain, ignoring it never makes it fade. It just grows quietly underneath until one random night you completely break. And I had nights like that often, nights where my thoughts turned toxic, nights where my chest felt heavy and breathing normally became exhausting. I lay awake until sunrise, overthinking every part of my life, thinking about failures, thinking about regrets, thinking about conversations I can't forget. And it's crazy how one sentence can damage someone, especially when they already hate themselves some. Words stay in your mind for years sometimes, long after people forget they even said them. I still carry old insults emotionally, still hear criticism repeatedly, still feel not good enough constantly, even when people compliment me genuinely. Cause depression changes how you see yourself, turns every flaw into proof you need help, makes achievements feel temporary and insecurities feel permanent mentally. There were times I disappeared from everybody, not because I wanted attention. Honestly, I just couldn't handle pretending anymore. Couldn't keep acting like my heart wasn't sore, so I isolated. Stayed in my room for days, avoided calls, ignored texts, let anxiety slowly consume my brain. And the worst thing about loneliness, eventually it becomes comfortable. You start convincing yourself nobody understands, so you stop letting people get close at all. But humans aren't built to carry everything alone. Even the strongest people break eventually. Even the calmest souls cry privately. Even the quietest minds scream internally. Sometimes I wish someone asked me twice. Not the casual "you good," but the real kind. The kind where they actually stay long enough to hear the truth. I remember driving around one night, no destination, just trying to clear my mind. Rain hitting hard against the glass, while memories kept replaying from the past. Thinking about younger me, honestly. Thinking about how hopeful I used to be, before anxiety became part of my personality, before fear controlled me mentally. I used to dream without doubt in myself. Now I second guess everything instead. Every decision feels dangerous somehow, like one mistake could destroy me now. And maybe that comes from failing repeatedly, watching plans collapse in front of me, watching people leave unexpectedly, watching life move differently than I imagined it would be. That pain changes your confidence deeply, makes you scared to trust your own instincts completely, makes you feel behind everybody else, even when you're trying your hardest mentally. Social media makes it worse too. Everybody posting perfect views, perfect bodies, perfect lives. Meanwhile, some of us are barely surviving nights. Nobody posts panic attacks online, nobody shows crying at 4 a.m. Nobody uploads the emptiness after parties, or the silence after fake friendships end. That's why music like this matters. secretly falling apart somehow. Truth is, a lot of people are exhausted emotionally, functioning outside while drowning internally, going to work while mentally numb, laughing with friends while feeling overcome. And if that's you listening tonight, I need you to know something. Your pain is real, even if nobody sees it. Your exhaustion is valid, even if people minimize it and your survival matters. Even if your progress feels small, cause some days strength is simply staying alive. Some days courage is surviving your own mind. Some days healing means crying instead of hiding. Some days growth means finally admitting I'm not okay, but I'm still trying. Yeah. It's crazy how people can look completely normal while fighting battles nobody knows about. Some of us master smiling, not because we're happy, but because we got tired of explaining the pain. And honestly, I think a lot of people are barely holding on right now. Yeah, I'm broken but still here, still breathing through these hard years, still waking up with the heavy eyes, still fighting tears I hide inside, and every scar reminds me life almost destroyed me, but somehow my heart still beats, even when my soul feels weak. I got wounds time never healed, pain I never fully revealed, but I'm still standing after all, even when I thought I'd fall. I remember being younger, thinking life was simple, thinking hard work fixed everything eventually, thinking love stayed forever if it felt real, thinking people meant the promises they made sincerely. But growing up changes you painfully, especially when disappointment hits repeatedly. You start learning everybody has limits and not everybody stays when life gets difficult. That realization broke something inside me, made trust feel dangerous quietly. Now every time somebody gets too close emotionally, part of me prepares for them leaving eventually. And I hate that about myself honestly, cause deep down I still crave connection desperately. Still want somebody who understands my silence without making me explain my mental violence. Cause my mind gets dark sometimes, not evil, just exhausted, like emotionally numb and mentally overloaded, like carrying invisible weight nobody notices. There were nights I sat on the edge of my bed, completely drained inside my head, scrolling through old conversations repeatedly, wondering where everything changed exactly, wondering why I always feel replaceable, why happiness feels temporary, why every good moment disappears fast, why painful memories somehow always last, and depression makes everything heavier. Simple things start taking extra effort, answering texts, leaving the house, even taking care of yourself becomes difficult. That part scared me deeply, how easy it became to neglect me, skipping meals, ignoring sleep, losing motivation week after weekend. People around me barely notice because I learned how to hide it smoothly, still making jokes, still showing up, still pretending everything inside wasn't falling apart completely. Yeah, that's the dangerous thing about emotional pain. A lot of people suffering look perfectly okay. Some of the saddest souls still laugh the loudest, just to stop people from asking questions about it. I became independent too early emotionally, started handling pain privately, stopped asking for help completely, cause disappointment taught me not to expect anybody. And maybe that made me stronger, but it also made me colder, made me isolate when life hurts, made me struggle expressing what's very first. I still remember crawling through empty streets at 2 in the morning with tears on my cheeks, music loud enough to drown my thoughts, but never loud enough to fully stop them. Street lights reflecting through the windshield while anxiety Not dramatically, just quietly, like emotionally checking out gradually, like surviving without actually living completely. I stopped dreaming big for a while, stopped believing things could change, stopped recognizing myself in mirrors because pain reshaped my whole way of thinking. And the worst part, nobody knew how bad it got, cause I kept saying I'm fine, kept showing fake smiles online, kept acting normal in conversations while fighting internal discussion daily. That's why I write music like this now, because somebody out there probably feels exactly how I felt. Probably laying in bed, overthinking everything, probably questioning the words silently, probably missing people who already moved on, probably blaming themselves for things beyond control, probably exhausted from acting strong constantly, probably needed someone to understand emotional. If that's you, I need you to hear this clearly tonight. You are not weak, because life hurts you deeply. You are not broken beyond repair completely. And healing does not happen overnight, especially after years of surviving emotional fights. Some pain stays longer than expected, some wounds reopen unexpectedly, some nights still feel unbearable mentally, even after progress happens gradually. But surviving those nights matters, getting back up matters, trying again.
Yeah, another long night again. City lights outside the window, but everything still feels dark somehow. I used to think growing older would fix me. Thought eventually life would make sense. Thought pain had an ending. Nobody tells you some battles stay with you, even after everybody else moves on. Yeah. Cold nights, heavy soul, walking through this life alone. Too many thoughts inside my head, too many things I never said. And every smile starts feeling fake when your heart barely stays awake. Still breathing through the pressure though, even when I move too slow. I got scars nobody knows, memories that never let go, but somehow I still survive, even when my mind turns cold. Yeah, when my mind turns cold. Yeah, I've been carrying emotional weight for years, hidden behind music, hoodies and fake cheers. People think silence means you're doing okay, but silence usually means it's too much to say. And I remember sitting in dark rooms alone, feeling disconnected even inside my home, scrolling through old pictures late at night, trying to find a version of me that still felt alive. And honestly, I miss who I used to be sometimes, before anxiety controlled my mind, before trust issues ruined relationships, before overthinking destroyed every little thing. Now my brain turns small problem to disasters. One bad moment ruins my whole atmosphere. One unanswered text creates 10 fake scenarios. One disappointment reopens emotional holes. And maybe that sounds dramatic, but trauma changes how you think automatically. When life hurts you enough times consistently, your nervous system stays stuck in emergency. That's why I struggle relaxing completely, even during peaceful moments mentally. Cause part of me always expects pain next, always waiting for life to become a mess. I hate how depression steals motivation, makes simple tasks feel like obligations. Some days getting out of bed feels impossible, like my body heavy and my soul exhausted and were nights I stared at my reflection, asking myself hard questions. Like, why do I hate myself this much? Why does happiness feel so out of touch? Why do I push people away emotionally? Why does love scare me internally? Why do compliments feel fake immediately? Why does my chest stay heavy constantly? Maybe because I spent years feeling unwanted, years feeling invisible honestly, years giving love to everybody else, while slowly destroying my own mental health. I became the person people leaned on, while nobody noticed I was barely holding on. The strong friend everybody assumes survives, meanwhile I'm fighting breakdowns every night. And pain changes your personality slowly, makes you distant without realizing fully, makes you tired of explaining how you feel, makes loneliness start feeling safer than real. Sometimes I wonder how many people are secretly crying behind closed doors tonight. How many people are pretending to be okay, just to avoid becoming a burden. There were nights I drove nowhere for hours, just me and my thoughts. After midnight, street lights passing while music played softly, trying to calm storms inside me quietly. I remember pulling over near empty roads, hands shaking while emotions overflowed, thinking about every mistake I made, every opportunity I watched fade away. I felt behind in life constantly, watching everybody move ahead of me, people building families and careers while I'm just trying to survive my fears. And social media made it even worse, everybody posting perfect moments first, meanwhile I'm fighting panic attacks alone, wondering why I always feel so emotionally cold. But nobody posts their breakdowns online, nobody uploads nights spent crying, nobody shows the emptiness after parties or how depression destroys people silently. That's why music like this matters, because pain sounds human here. No fake flexing, no pretending, just real emotions people actually fear. Cause truthfully, a lot of us are barely surviving mentally, functioning outside while collapsing internally, going to work while emotionally drained, smiling in public while privately ashamed. Ashamed we're not stronger, ashamed we still hurt, ashamed we still carry old trauma first, ashamed healing takes longer than expected, ashamed our minds still emotionally affected. But healing isn't a race, honestly. Some wounds take years to leave completely, and some scars never fully disappear. You just learn how to breathe with them there. That realization changed me slowly, made me softer with myself emotionally. Stopped expecting instant recovery, stopped treating my pain like weakness constantly. Now I'm learning how to survive healthier, learning rest doesn't make me lesser, learning boundaries protect peace, learning self-love takes years at least. And yeah, still got dark nights often, still battle thoughts that feel. Yeah, it's one of those nights again. No notifications, no missed calls, just me sitting in the dark with thoughts I can't shut off. The scary thing about being depressed is how normal it starts to feel after a while. You wake up tired, go to sleep tired, smile tired, laugh tired, and nobody notices because you got too good at hiding it. I hear voices at 3 a.m. telling me I won't heal again. Cold air filling up my room, heart beating like impending doom. And nobody sees these scars I hide, they only see the calm outside. But every night I fight it myself, just trying not to need nobody else. Still breathing with a heavy soul, still standing barely holding on. If pain really builds a stronger man, why do I still feel this broken? Yeah, I remember nights crying inside the bathroom, Water running so nobody heard the sadness. Sitting on the floor with my head in my hands, trying to understand why living felt this hard. And I know some people got bigger problems, but pain ain't a competition, honestly. Depression can destroy somebody quietly, even when their life looks fine publicly. That's the part people don't understand. Mental battles don't always leave visible damage. Sometimes the deepest scars stay hidden behind jokes, silence, and fake grins. I got memories I wish I could erase, old conversations that still haunt my brain. Words from years ago still echo clearly, like my mind refuses to release anything. I still remember being younger, feeling hopeful, thinking life would eventually get beautiful, thinking hard work healed emotional wounds, thinking success could save you from yourself too. But nobody teaches you how loneliness changes you, how disappointment slowly rearranges you, how betrayal makes trust feel dangerous, how trauma makes love feel temporary. So now I overthink everything constantly. A simple text can ruin me mentally. One change in tone and my chest gets tight, cause anxiety turns small fears into giant fights. People say just stop caring, like it's simple, like my brain don't create disasters from little signals, like my thoughts don't attack me every single night. The moment the room gets silent and dark outside, I became emotionally distant accidentally. Not because I'm heartless intentionally, I just got tired of giving my all to people who leave like it's nothing at all. And every heartbreak added another layer, another reason not to trust strangers, another sleepless night, driving alone, trying to escape thoughts following me home. There were nights I parked under city lights, watching rain hit the windshield past midnight, feeling completely lost at 20-something, wondering if everybody secretly feels this empty, cause social media lies so beautifully. Everybody looks happy constantly, meanwhile I'm sitting here fighting panic attacks, trying to stop my whole world from collapsing. I hate how depression steals excitement. Nothing feels real when your soul gets tired. Food don't taste right, music don't hit the same. Even good days still somehow feel gray. And the worst part, people start thinking you changed, but really, you just got emotionally exhausted, surviving too much pain. Sometimes I wish I could restart my life, not to become rich, not to become famous, just to feel okay inside, just to sleep peacefully again, just to stop fighting my own mind, just to feel normal for one night. Yeah, there were moments I almost gave up completely, not because I wanted death exactly, I just wanted peace mentally, wanted the pain inside to stop eating me. That's something people rarely talk about. Sometimes depression ain't wanting to die, sometimes it's simply being tired of surviving, tired of waking up, emotional drained every morning. I remember sitting in my car one night, hands shaking while holding back tears, thinking about everything I lost already, thinking maybe I wasn't built for this life sincerely. And what hurt the most was feeling alone in crowded places, laughing with friends while mentally breaking, going home and instantly feeling empty again. That feeling destroys people slowly, when nobody truly knows you emotionally, when everybody loves the version you perform, but nobody sees the pain under the surface form. So I stopped opening up deeply, stopped expecting people to understand me, started carrying everything myself, even when the weight destroyed my mental health. And honestly, that almost ruined me, cause silence becomes sensuous eventually, when every thought stays trapped internally, when your heart heavy but you keep pretending, when your soul tired but life keeps demanding. I developed